Alright guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Sam. Alright, so a lot of people have been asking me, I say, hey Sam, should we still buy Bitcoin is at $17,000? Well, I always give them two answers. I said, if you're buying it for the long term, the answer is a big yes, a big fat yes. But if you're buying it today to get reward tomorrow, then don't even bother. Right? So you want to buy cryptocurrencies, right? Make sure you're thinking 2 3 years ahead. Don't buy today and expect a return tomorrow. Now, am I trying to say it's not possible to get returns tomorrow? It's very possible for you to for you to see Bitcoin at 20,000 tomorrow. It's extremely possible, right? But I would like to just tell you the truth. Just think long term. So why do I think Bitcoin is still extremely cheap at $17,000? Well, if you've gone through my course, you should know why it is extremely cheap. But I'm going to show you why I think Bitcoin is still extremely cheap. Now, what is Bitcoin? It's a digital asset that is being compared to gold. And from our analysis, Bitcoin is way better than gold, right? But let's just check it out. Now, let's compare Bitcoin and gold. Now, when it comes to trades, these are the trades. Trade means the what other word can I use for trade right now? What makes up this particular asset, right? So we have gold, we have fiat. Fiat means paper money, and then we have cryptocurrency being represented by Bitcoin. Now, when it comes to fungibility, right? Uh, you know, cryptocurrency and fiat has higher fungibility than gold. You see, non-consumable, right? So, you know, they are all high. Portability, how portable is it? How easy for you to package gold into? If you have, if you have, let's say one full gold, I think it's called 1 ounce of gold. How easy can you break it down into smaller pieces? It's actually very moderate in gold, meaning you can have that one big chunk and then cut it into bits, right? So it's portable. You can actually just carry small amounts of gold around and to be easy. But it's also easier with money with physical cash, but it's even more easier with cryptocurrency. You can't carry around 1 billion naira, in your hand or in your bag, but you can actually do that with cryptocurrency, right? High divisibility, right? Gold actually has very lower divisibility possibility, right? So if you have, like the example I gave you, if you have one full gold, how can you easily divide this gold? So you went somewhere, you want to buy something, right? And then they said that stuff you want to buy is $10. How can you divide that chunk of gold to be sure that you're extracting $10 out of that? It's not really easy, right? And if you have $100 note, right, how can you buy something if what you have is exactly $100 note and let's assume there's a $10 note? How can you bring out $10 note out of that $100 note? It's extremely almost impossible. But you can do that with Bitcoin. You can pay for anything you want. You can just type in $10 and then what you're sending is exactly $10. Now, security. Bitcoin, gold is actually not too secured because it's a physical asset, right? It's a physical asset, and most digital assets, form of gold, belongs to uh, some corporate organizations, right? The same thing for fiat, but Bitcoin is highly secured. Now, let me show you guys how secured. One of the ways Bitcoin is so secured. Crypto 51. Yeah, this is it. Now, Bitcoin is so secure that to the point that several government organizations have tried to hack Bitcoin several times, but they can't bring Bitcoin down. Bitcoin cannot be easily brought down. But let me give you an insight. Assuming an external body decides to attack Bitcoin, right? It costs them $757,000 to attempt to hack Bitcoin per hour. You see, that's how much. So, um, well, I just thought I should show you that. So Bitcoin is actually more secure than your gold and your cash. Now, another aspect of security that I would like to talk about is in terms of ownership, right? So if you have cash in your account, that cash doesn't actually belong to you. You're like the caretaker of that cash. What that means is that the government and banks can decide to close your account at any time. We've seen that happen. So if the government and banks can close your account at any time they want, what makes you think that money is yours? You're just a caretaker. The real owners of the account or the money can close the account at any time. But with cryptocurrency, if your money is in cryptocurrency and the money is a decentralized wallet in cryptocurrency, that money actually truly belongs to you, right? So it's secured by you and you only, right? So hope that was easy to understand. Now, easily transactable. Now, if you have gold, assume you have $1 billion worth of gold, physical gold, right? And I'm in China and you are somewhere in USA. How can you easily send me that $1 billion of gold? Let's assume it's even $100. You want to pay for a service in China. How can you easily do that? It's not easily transactable. You can't easily transfer with gold. Now with cash here, they wrote high here, but I think easily transactable for cash isn't that easy, because you want to send money from one country to another. It's not that easy with cash, but with Bitcoin it's actually extremely easy. And then with even other cryptocurrencies, it's even way easier and faster, right? As it is right now, I can actually move $1 billion from one country to another in less than 5 seconds using cryptocurrency. Yep, you heard me right. All right, scarce. How scarce is it for gold, right? So the scarcity for gold obviously is moderate, and for fiat is extremely low. Why? Because government and banks can actually print out as much money as they want, but they can't print out more gold. But they can actually discover more gold. You see, but Bitcoin is extremely scarce. I say they should have put too high. They should have put too high here for gold, because if you come over to coin market cap, there are only 18 million Bitcoin currently, and there will only be 21 million Bitcoin. That means we can't have more than 21 million Bitcoin. This is the max supply. And guess what? There is not enough Bitcoin for every millionaire in the world. Yeah, you heard me right. So there can only be 21 million Bitcoin, and there are more than 21 million millionaires in the world. So if every millionaire in the world decides to want to get one Bitcoin, it will be enough. It will not be enough for all of them, right? So Bitcoin is extremely scarce, right? And I'm going to show you why I think Bitcoin is still extremely cheap at $70,000. But I'm just trying to show us something comparing it with gold, right? And the next one here is sovereign. Low. Why it's low for gold is because uh, you know the government and the banks are not the one determining how things works with gold. They can't tell you they want to create more gold. They can't do that. But for cash, they can actually create more cash. Now forget the fact that this is green. It's actually supposed to be red. That's what this high here means. Governments have more power over cash than gold and Bitcoin, which is actually a good thing, because the government around the world, most especially if you live in Africa, right, you know, their currencies have been losing value over the years, and Bitcoin has been growing in value over the years. Within the past 9 years, Bitcoin has grown from less than a dollar to over $17,000. So the currency in your country, has the currency done that? So the answer is no. So this low here is actually a good thing, right? And decentralized gold is actually not truly decentralized, because if you, assuming you're living somewhere and then you just discover that there are huge chunks of gold at your backyard, the next thing you see in 2 3 minutes time, or 24 hours, the government officials and banks, they're at your doorstep telling you to evacuate that place. Those gold belong to the government. You see, so decentralization is low because it all belongs to the government. The same thing for cash. Everything belongs to the government. They can close your account at any time. They can seize your money at any time. Right. So decentralization. It's 9 o'clock. Yeah, thanks. That's my system. This decentralization is extremely low. But for Bitcoin, decentralization is extremely high. Why? Because if you own your Bitcoin, you've actually become your own bank. Nobody can come and close your account at any time. Most especially if your Bitcoin is in a decentralized wallet. Now, of course, gold cannot be programmed. You see, cash cannot be easily programmed. Even if you can program digital cash, right? It still belongs to the government. So what's the point of this of the programmable, right? So as you can see, Bitcoin has, or cryptocurrency have more more good use cases for users than gold and fiat. Now let's do something. If Bitcoin has, if cryptocurrency working with Bitcoin has more use case than gold, now let's ask ourselves, what is the current market capitalization of Bitcoin compared to gold? Now before we do that, let's do a little math. Let's go back here. So how is the price of gold gotten? Sorry, Bitcoin. Now the price of Bitcoin is gotten by dividing the market capitalization of Bitcoin by its circulating supply. I'll repeat. You divide market capitalization by its circulating supply, right? So now let's do that math, and I've already done it here. So market capitalization is 316, and circulating supply of Bitcoin. That means the amount of Bitcoin that is available in the market is 18 million, right? So this is it here. 316, 18 million. That would give you, what was the answer? 17,073. So what do we have here? 17, almost the same, right? So if you divide this by this, market cap divided by the amount of that asset that is available gives you the price of that asset. Hope that was easy. Now, if you want to find out what the price of Bitcoin will be in the future, ask yourself, what is Bitcoin challenging? We all know Bitcoin is challenging gold. So, and we've seen that Bitcoin is better than gold. Now, let's go and check the price, the market cap of gold, and compare it to Bitcoin, and then ask ourselves what would happen when Bitcoin hits the market cap of gold, right? So, I have a chart right here that states currencies are how much currencies are worth around the world. That English. All right. So gold has one of the highest market capitalization of around 8.7 to 9 trillion dollars. US dollar is 1.7 dollar and trillion. Euro 1.3 trillion. Silver 1.1 trillion. Right. So I'm going to work with this and this, assuming this other ones doesn't exist. Now we've seen in our charts here that cryptocurrency is better than fiat and gold. Right. So what is the market cap of Bitcoin itself? It's around 316 billion dollars, not even half a trillion. Now, also that's point number one. Point number two, what's or question number two, what is the total valuation of all cryptocurrencies? It's just half a trillion of all cryptocurrencies put together, right? And we've seen that cryptocurrencies have better traits than fiat, which is paper money, and gold. So now the next question is, what would happen when, because we know that market cap divided by this, by circulating supply, give price. What will happen to the price of gold or Bitcoin if or when the market capitalization of gold and silver, which is about, let's do, okay, gold is approximately around $9 trillion. So what will happen if the market cap of gold comes into Bitcoin? That's $9 trillion. So for you to get the answer, you do market cap of gold, which is $9 trillion, divided by circulating supply of Bitcoin. So $9 trillion divided by, we've seen the circulating supply here, which is 18 million. That would give us, this is 9 trillion divided by 18 point something million. That would give the price of Bitcoin to be around $485,000. What's the price of Bitcoin today? $17,000. You see. Now let's do a quick math. Let's assume you bought. What have I done? Okay, I'm going to do this again. Yeah, $485,000. That is what the price of Bitcoin would be when or if the market cap of Bitcoin gets to $9 trillion. One Bitcoin is going to be $485,000. Now let's divide this by the current market cap of current price of Bitcoin to find out by how many times will the price go up. So the current price of Bitcoin is about $17,000. So that means the price of Bitcoin will grow by 28x, 28 times its current price when that happens. So when is this going to happen? We don't know. But if you look at the valuation, right? If you notice, I just did $9 trillion. I didn't do this. I didn't do this. I didn't do all this. I didn't put that into consideration, right? So buying Bitcoin right now it's still extremely cheap, right? It's still extremely cheap. I was even trying to find out how much money we have in the world, and that's how I got into this. So Bitcoin right now at $17, $17,000 is still extremely cheap if you ask me, because Bitcoin is better than gold, and gold has a higher market capitalization than Bitcoin. Gold has been there for a very long time, and the whole world was used to gold, but now there's something better, which is called Bitcoin. It has more security, it has more divisibility. We've seen all the traits of cryptocurrency compared to gold. So, if you want to buy Bitcoin for long term, please still go ahead, because it's still extremely cheap. Bitcoin will get to $100,000. That is for sure. Mark my words. Bitcoin is going to get to $100,000, and Bitcoin is going to get to, of course, it will get to $50,000. It will get to $100,000. Then $400,000. That could happen in the next 5 to three, let's say 5 to 10 years, or 3 years. Who knows? It can happen anytime if Christ tarries, right? Alright guys, that's all I have for you today. Please make sure you subscribe to the channel and like the video. See ya.